Hello everyone, this is Friday the 13th for the Commodore 64, released in 1986. I think anyone familiar with the Friday the 13th movies knows the story. Jason is on the rampage. You've got to find him and put a stop to him before he kills the other teenagers. Quite honestly, this game is stuffed as soon as it starts. Why are we going to want to play this game as some faceless teenager? The sort of character who gets told that there's a madman loose in the woods, and then walks off into the woods, whereupon Darwin's natural selection kicks in. We're going to want to play as Jason, aren't we? There was this game called Splatterhouse where you played a bloke in an ice hockey mask. It was quite obviously a Jason knockoff. I mean, why can't we have a game where we can play the real Jason? He seems to have just disappeared into the scenery there. The 3D in this game is rubbish. Quite often it's difficult to manoeuvre around things, and you just disappear into the scenery. I don't know quite what the idea behind the music in this is. When you start off it's Toccata and Fugue, then there are various other tunes. When you go into the woods it's the Robin Hood tune for some reason. Don't know quite what that's got to do with Friday the 13th. Then again I don't know what this horrible racket has got to do with music. The first Friday the 13th film I ever saw was Part 4. Yeah, alright, it's nothing highbrow, I still think it's a good film though. Really well directed, spooky atmosphere. I think the Jason in that is one of the best ones as well. He's much more of a believable kind of madman. The original film is okay. The main problem I had with that though is that Jason's mother is just about the only sympathetic character in the movie. I think she's the best thing about it by far. This real kind of revenge tragedy figure. I mean, she's not just the Black Hood villain. You get the feeling that in her mind she's doing this because she's trying to protect other teenagers. She doesn't want them to end up like her son. I mean, if you just don't feel anything for the teenagers, then the horror is meaningless. They're just flipping irritating, to be quite honest. The only likeable one gets killed quite early on in the film. She never actually makes it to the camp. You can collect weapons in this game, so you can fight Jason. I'm not quite sure what that is. I presume it's an axe. Looks as though it could just as easily be a flag. You win a packet of biscuits if you guess what that weapon on the ground is. Looks like a fallen signpost or something. This music is absolutely horrible. Oh, that grey block appeared there. That means one of your little friends is dead. Jason's killed them. Yeah, amazing special effects there. I know, let's have a big grey pixel. And just listen to this. What the hell is that racket supposed to represent? It sounds like someone cranking up an old 1920s music box. I take it this is the barn. You can tell because there's hay there. Well, I say hay, look more like some kind of weird aliens out of some dodgy old 50s B-movie. Yeah, 'cause he's back. He's the man behind the mask. Except he isn't back because I can't find any sign of him in this game. This game has the same problem as EastEnders. You see these adverts, and they look really great. But then you just think, well, why couldn't they have put this sort of effort into the actual product? This game had a really great advertising campaign, and then it must have been a real letdown when people actually played it, especially as it was full price, $8.95, which would have been quite a lot of money when this was released, especially to a little kid who just got pocket money. This game is just a non-event. I'm pretty sure that anybody who knows anything about Friday the 13th would have much rather played as Jason, but they thought, no, let's make a game with some nondescript teenager wandering around, without anybody bothering to ask themselves whether anyone's actually going to enjoy the result. It's just endless wandering about, it just gets tedious. The graphics are ugly, the sprites are just blocky, the animation is absolutely rubbish, he just looks like he's shuffling along. Flickery screen, the music is absolutely horrible, the whole 3D thing is just rubbish and doesn't really work properly. It's just a complete waste of a licence. This is not Friday the 13th, it's some character who could be just about anyone, roaming around a load of cliched horror backgrounds. Just graveyards, churches, dark woods, that sort of thing. Quite honestly, even the NES version was better than this.
And the perverted fear of violence chokes the smile